Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's 9:30, February 7th, 2023, and you might have gotten fooled tonight looking at the radar, and boy, I just got lucky not to get caught in the rain because it is raining out there right now, and it looks like it's. I looked at this radar, I'm like, oh, there's nothing on the radar. We have nothing to worry about. And I just luckily, just went about my day. I was trying to get home a little earlier, and luckily I got home before the rain started. But here you go. This radar is not available. The Weather Service radar is not available. So we have to go to AccuWeather, and you can see, look at that. We've got rain in the area already. So let's see. It started moving in here around, let's see. You can see there is looked like there was some mixed precipitation to our north. It looks like it started moving in right around 9:20. So there's the rain right there. That is now moving in. Light rain, but there's some areas of yellow, some moderate rain in the area as well. Let's go look at our current conditions around outside, and you'll see across the country first. Well, we'll start with our area first. And you'll see temperatures in the low 40s. Looks like it's gotten a little warmer. But today definitely felt cooler at least. So we'll take a look at what felt cooler than yesterday. I think the temperatures were actually in the 30s earlier. Let's see if we can get some of these observations. Because, yes, it was. The temperatures have been rising throughout the evening, I guess. Yes, because during the day we were in the mid-30s, and we had even though it's saying clear, we had a veil of cirrostratus over us that eventually thickened into altostratus. This is sort of like what it looked like before the sun went down. You could see some stratocumulus and some altostratus and cirrostratus above that. And you can see a little bit of actually that cirrocumulus there. So yeah, plenty of clouds around today, but it was cooler. It definitely felt seasonable, but we're still going to average the day above normal because the lows were above normal, so probably still going to average it above normal probably for the day. Maybe not. We can look at iSlip if you want, but let's go to the highs and the lows, I guess, on here. So it gives you an idea the temperatures have been rising this evening as the warmer air is working into the area. So let's go look at our highs and lows for the day. We'll start with the lows. And let's see, 27 at iSlip. Okay, it's just slightly above normal. So not closer to normal today, but it still wasn't below normal. Maybe a few degrees above normal. See lows generally in the 20s. Not a whole lot of radiational cooling on Long Island last night. However, it looks like one area in New Jersey got down to 21. And let's take a look at our highs. And our highs were in the low 40s. So yeah, the highs were close to normal. Look at how much warmer it was in New Jersey, though. Mid to even upper 40s there, so a lot warmer there than here. Looking at the weather map, you can see we've got a low pressure system here, and a front. A cold front. You can call it a cold front, but it's actually be warmer after this front passes, and then some dry, warm air over the Great Lakes. This isn't really cold air at all. It's like modified Pacific air. And again, looking at the radar, you can see there are the showers across our area tonight. And let's go to the satellite image. So again, you can see all the clouds over us. You can see dealing with these clouds all day. You can see some more clouds off to the west there. Saying mostly sunny tomorrow, but we'll have to see about that because I do see a lot of clouds upstream. We'll have to look at some graphs and stuff. So let's go to the CONUS view here of the satellite, which I don't normally do, but we'll show you here. This kind of gives you an idea of what we have going on here. And you can see just a flat flow across the area. It's a very flat flow. But if you were in the southeast and if you were in the upper Midwest, you had clear skies today. But you can see where these clouds are streaming all the way up from Mexico on this satellite image here. So let's go to the models. I guess we'll go to that first. So we'll do that. All right, so here are the models. And again, GFS here, 18G GFS. You can see this weak front. It's a very weak front that's going to pass. All right. And you can see that weak front passing. And then tomorrow we have fair weather. And then the high moves offshore. We got a chance of rain Thursday. And then Friday, this is where it gets tricky now. We have a front that's going to move through Friday, but then get stuck off to the south. Right? There's a low that's going to ride along it now. Apparently, this is now changed. Now, originally thought Saturday would be the rainy day, but now it looks like high pressure is going to try to keep us dry for Saturday. Here's the low developing. That high moves offshore, and then as we get into Sunday, you can see this storm system developing. But look at what happens right up over the I-95 corridor. Again, not taking that offshore track, and that means a soaker for Sunday instead of a possible snow event. That is what the GFS is suggesting now. Of course, it's been back and forth on this system. It's hard to say exactly what's going to happen because it's still kind of far out. We're still dealing with mostly longer range models at this point. But what we can do is look at some of the other models here. I'll show you the icon, which is even further south, I think. So this is the icon. You can see the front kind of stuck off to the south there. There's the low. There's the high. And the icon, that's as far as about out of the icon that we have. This is now taking us all the way till Sunday. And it's got that low there. I think this is the 18Z. I think that the 12Z goes a little further. Yes, it does. Okay, so we'll go look at the 12Z. And you can see that just keeps it just to the south of us. The icon continuing to say that this thing gets suppressed and we don't see any rain at all out of it. Which would be good. Because I mean, you want to see some snow, but if it's just rain, let it go out to sea because we're tired of rain, all right? You can see, look at how strong it gets, too, once it moves due east. Gets quite wrapped up on this model here, quite wrapped up, all right? And then we have the European model, 18Z Euro, which, again, doesn't go far enough out. We'd have to use the 12Z. And there's the European. And again, it seems to want to give us fair weather for part of Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday would be the time would be on the threat. The Euro also suppressing it to the south. And the icon and the Euro seem to want to suppress it to the south. The GFS wants to bring it up the coast. And there's a reason for that. So let's go back to the GFS here. And we'll look at our jet streams and upper air and stuff like that. So we'll start with the jet stream here. All right, so looking at the GFS jet stream here. All right, here's your GFS jet stream. You see your zonal pattern right there with a ridge in the east, sort of, that little narrow trough in the west. It digs it in such a way that it digs it a little deeper and enough to pull that up on Sunday. You can see that. It would get pulled up on that. And look at this strange jet stream pattern. That is very weird, all right? And then going further along, you can see lots of ridging in the east, by the way. So if you're hoping for any cold weather, no, not going to happen. The trough's in the west, staying there, unfortunately, all right? So let's go to the upper air. Now, I'll actually go to the European first. So look at the, I don't know if the icon does the no, our icon doesn't have the upper air feature. I think the European has it, though. So European has it. Let's go to the 12Z European. Now we'll look at the differences here. So here's the European, all right? And the European doesn't tilt it. It doesn't tilt it back or in a negative way. It just kind of has a kind of progressive, so it just forces the system just east out to sea. All right, and then either way, they both agree that we're going to deal a lot of ridging next week, all right, which means much above normal. But if you're in the west, you can see you got the trough there, all right. All right, so that's kind of the difference between the models there. We'll go and look at the jet stream. We'll look at the upper air now. So this is your upper air here. You see that huge ridge that we're going to be dealing with, all right? Here comes the trough. You can see it's cut off, all right? You can see it's cut off, but you can see there's a strong ridge to its north that's going to keep it. There's nowhere for it to go other than out to sea. It can't move northward, basically. And then, again, you can see, again, the pattern we're in after that. So now go to the GFS, and you just look at the differences on these models. So GFS, there it is. It's cut off. You can see that, but it does seem to bring it more to the north. But still, I really think this thing is going to stay to the south. I don't think we're going to see impacts from it. Right now, it's the way it looks with the way. And then as we go further along, you can see all that ridging in the east, and that's going to mean well above normal temperatures in the east. And if we want to go there again, it's just we could go for the warmest February on record because that little cold snap is going to be erased by all the warmth we're going to be getting. So above normal tomorrow, above normal Thursday, well above normal Friday. Here we are Saturday, still above normal. Maybe one day that's close to normal on Sunday. That's if that, and that is if we get affected by the rain. Other than that, if the storm leaves, there's no cold air, so it's above normal again. And then you can see the cold air going into the west. It could be colder in Mexico than in New York with the setup like this. This is Thursday, February 16th. That's insane. So if we actually go to the actual air temperature here. Yeah, it could actually be colder. We could have 50s in New York while it's 40s in Mexico. Yeah, that's messed up. That's how messed up this pattern is. All right. It's really, really messed up. And again, that will continue if I push this further along here. You'll see we stay above normal pretty much. And the cold air it's all in the west. We're not seeing anything. We're seeing this huge ridge in the east. It's just unbelievable. This is the year without a winter. It's just unbelievable. You know, as George Michael would say in the song Last Christmas at the end, maybe next year we'll have a winter. But this year it doesn't look like we're going to have one. So let's go to the surface here. Back to the surface again. Looking at again, this is the GFS. All right, so GFS has that storm brushing us, so that it very well may stay to the south. But either way, you can see the storm track after that. It's all going over the lake, so you can forget about any snow at this point right now. Right, it's looking less and less likely that we're going to see snow with this system. So we could actually go for the lowest snowfall ever recorded in Central Park if it doesn't snow again for the whole winter. Time is running out. So let's go to let's take a closer view here. In fact, actually, I do want to look at Storm Prediction Center because we have a marginal risk of severe weather in Texas, in southeast Texas right now. And as we go to day 2, it elevates to a slight risk. All right. So we're going to have to watch the potential for, again, some severe weather because of the warm, humid air that this storm system is going to be moving into. So let's take a look at the HRRR here, and we'll go look at the 0Z run of the HRRR. Obviously, looking at tonight, you can see the showers. We're going to have the showers around probably through around, say, 2 a.m. or so. And it should taper off. Tomorrow will be a dry day. And then the next chance of rain is Thursday. And you can see it has very light rain over us. It's almost like a warm front. You can see a couple of spotty showers for the afternoon and evening. It won't be constantly raining. It's just a chance of showers, as you see there. Looking at your dew points and wind flow, obviously we're going to have the winds becoming west tomorrow. West-northwest winds, a little bit breezy. And you see the air isn't terribly dry either. You see dew points only down to maybe around the freezing mark, which isn't terribly dry at all. And then as we go into Thursday, you can see the winds become southerly, and that's going to start to set up to bring in the moisture ahead of the next front. I say front because it's not really cold air behind it. So looking at your temperatures, your actual air temperatures, tonight, maybe we'll see temperatures drop into the upper 30s. And then for tomorrow, you can see it's going to be pretty warm. Highs probably around 50 degrees. And if you're in Jersey, it's probably going to be in the low to mid 50s. And then tomorrow night, maybe dropping to the low to mid 30s maybe. If we have the sky can stay clear and the winds drop, then maybe we could see some radiational cooling. And then for Thursday, you could see still Jersey's holding on to 50s, but you could see some colder air trying to work in to our area. If I want to go beyond that, well, this is again dependent on the models. Again, when we look at the temperatures, you'll see here that here is the GFS, and you can see it brings a real surge of warmer air in overnight, Thursday into Friday. That's going to be with some humidity. And then here we are Friday. We're still dealing with temperatures in the mid-50s. And if we look at the dew points here, which I'll do here, see the dew points do drop after that, but you see that'll be a humid surge after that. And after that, we won't have to deal with that. And then this is when we get into that drier air for Saturday. GFS brings that drier air. This will be somewhat colder air. Saturday will be closer to seasonal. All right, so that's the only chance that really we have a day that's going to be closer to seasonal highs in the upper 30s to low 40s. And then, again, it all depends on this storm. Again, here's the storm. You can clearly see its signature here. Not quite cold enough to snow, as you see there. Not quite cold enough. And if we look at the dew points, they're above freezing as well. So that's going to be hard to support snow. If we do get precipitation, it would likely be rain if we get precipitation. And then going into next week, once the storm is done, whatever we get out of it, once we get toward Monday, we're back in the 40s again. And then here we are going into the 50s. And next week, you can see a lot of warm days next week. 50s, it's going to really be warm. And like I said, there's no real cold air in sight. Just lots of warmth and, in dispersed periods of only slightly above normal to near normal. So but there's no cold air at all in sight. And it's just horrible winter that we're I'm just scared. I'm scared how bad the summer is going to be with it being this warm. I really am. So let's go and look at some of the other models because, again, every model is different. All right. So let's go to the European, which will show us temperatures, and I'll have to look at the 12Z run of the European to show you the temperatures again. So here are the temperatures as we go into Friday. You see the European's even warmer. So I wouldn't be surprised if Friday somebody's going to see 60 degrees, especially if you're in New Jersey. Here we are Saturday. And again, when the winds go westerly, actually that could make us get in the mid-50s too. You can see Saturday, still above normal, mid-40s. Here's Sunday, still maybe closer to normal, but then as we get toward Monday, we're back above normal again. So again, we're using the European model here to show you. Here's the icon model. All right, it says the icon model. And you can see again, and actually I want to go to the 12Z so we can get a little more time out of it. So here's the icon model. And you can see Saturday will feel a little more like February. That's the only day it's going to feel somewhat cold because after that, we're back to the 40s again. That storm to the south will help at least bring in some northeast winds. Once that's gone, we're going to be back well into there's a saying called torching, and that's what we're going to be back into. So regardless of what happens with this storm, and right now it's kind of far out to really say, but right now I'm leaning toward it being suppressed to the south. But we'll have to see what happens. So let's go look at the GFS and some of the other models and determine our skies. And I'm using this little chart to again tell us what's going on here. And actually, these two do look pretty separate. So maybe we have a chance to having some mostly clear skies tomorrow. Oh, well, these two are together over here at 300. That could be high cloudiness right there. This is tomorrow. So let's go look at the HRRR model, which is another model we can use as well. It gives us this ability, and it gives us hour by hour, so that's good. All right, so 15Z. Because right now the model's saying mostly sunny. Right now it looks pretty good on the HRRR. This is what it looks like. Again, we'll take another look at it. That's Long Island. Let's see New Jersey. That looks good there too. Let's move it along to 18Z. 18Z. Yeah, I don't see any upper level moisture showing up here. GFS for some reason is generating it. I don't see it. See a little bit of them close together, but not close enough to produce any actual clouds. So, all right. Now that we looked at that, let's go look at some of the other models here. Let's look at the cloud situation as we head into tomorrow, because right now it should be a mostly sunny day. So here we go. We've got the clouds. They're going to be gone by probably sunrise. And then you can see it's developing a little bit of cirrus. Looks like it's developing a little bit of upper-level moisture somewhere around the east end, perhaps. Midday. West, we don't have it. New Jersey doesn't have it. That's that model, of course. And then obviously it does start rolling, and you can see the cirrus starting to roll in by evening already. You can see a little bit of it. And then by Thursday, we'll have a lot more of it to deal with. And then for Friday, you'll see here that it actually is bringing some sunshine for Friday before the next clouds. And then this is where we don't know. This is the RGEM. All right, that's as far as the RGEM takes us. All right, as far as sky cover goes all the way. And that's the longest one we've got. NAM is another model we could use. So here's the NAM. This is the 0Z run of the NAM. So here's the NAM showing a mostly sunny day tomorrow. And then for Thursday, you can see way more clouds. So Thursday, you're going to have more clouds and those rain chances, of course. And as far as going any further than that, if I wanted to go look at the GFS, this is the GFS tomorrow. You can see how the GFS would have some clear. You can see how it has some high cloudiness over New Jersey, but has clear over us. Here we are Thursday, and for Friday, that's still out to debate. And same thing for Saturday. We don't know how far that's. Obviously, the GFS being further north with the front, we could be dealing with more clouds. If it's further south, we'd be dealing with less clouds. Let me go to Vent2 Sky, which will be the next thing we could use here. This is the Vent2 Sky model, so we'll use this. Show you again tomorrow here, and again how warm it is. And the winds are going to be from the northwest. You see that here at 12, and they're still from the northwest at 5, so we stay northwest wind. So no sea breeze tomorrow, no ocean effect to keep it any cooler. But if we go look at clouds here, you'll see it does have some. It looks like it's not really generating a whole lot. It has a few clouds here and there, but I think tomorrow, as far as sunshine goes, I think as far as this week, I think it's going to be the best day to see some sunshine. Though it will be above normal, and it won't, look as beautiful as it did on Saturday. Saturday was amazing. But let's go to the windy.com model. That's the European next. And that is the next model we can look at here as far as if we want to go and look again at this storm. And the way there's this one too. This is still out here, by the way. This storm. That's right. I almost forgot about this one. So let's go to the North Atlantic view. Let's do this one. Nice if they had the U.S. Atlantic coast, but I don't want the North Atlantic. Yeah, this one. All right, so we look at this storm here, because this storm is still going quite. Yeah, there it is. It's quite something to see. There's the storm right there. I'd rather look at it on the MODIS satellite and see, because that thing had some tropical characteristics, and this next one that forms my two. Oh, yeah, look at that. There you go. Yeah, look at that. It's got an eye. Look at that. Wow. It's got an eye. Wow, that's amazing right there. Look at that. Look at the little eye in there. This is not normal. You're not supposed to have eyes in coastal storms. Oh man, that's crazy. That's insane right there. All right, we'll go back to the windy model. You can see it right here. Visualize the storm is still a monster out there. And this is, again, using the European model. So let's move this along now to, we can visualize that storm for the weekend here, right? So you can see where it forms. This is, again, the European model. And you can see where it would form. It would form off the coast there of the Carolinas. And look at that, wrapped up again, almost looking somewhat tropical in nature. Some pretty, oh my gosh, 94-mile-an-hour winds around this thing. This could be a tropical system. European thinks it might. Oh, that's crazy if that happens. You never know. Let's go back to those water temperatures again. All right. Now you see what I mean with these water temperatures. Again, way above normal. Look at those water temperatures. Wow. That's off the Carolinas. So off the Carolinas, we have a 4-degree anomaly. Actually, we have 7 degrees above normal. And then if we go to the actual sea surface temperature, it's 78, close to 80 degrees off the Carolinas. So, yeah, you could see something form out of that. Oh, my gosh. All right, so looking at the windy model here for clouds, you can see here we are Friday. It's not showing a whole lot of clouds, but you have to watch the clouds on this system here. We may still be stuck in the clouds. I mean, not clear. Originally, we were supposed to have a nice, clear, sunny day on Thursday, but that doesn't. On Sunday, but that doesn't look like that's going to happen now. So that's why I think tomorrow is your best bet for some clear skies. The European, by the way, so it does show some of those high clouds, and oddly enough, it doesn't have them over New Jersey. So we have different models, different opinions here on what's going to happen for tomorrow. But I still think you'll have a fair amount of sunshine tomorrow. Expect above normal day again, so but at least there'll be some sunshine because you probably won't see it on Thursday. And maybe Friday. It's right now. There's so many uncertainties with this storm and what's going to happen. Generally when you have a tropical system, especially if it's tropical in nature, that it would have a tendency to have subsidence around it, which reduce cloud cover. But we'll have to see what happens. But obviously, another crazy week in this wild weather that we're having, and this is only the beginning. It's going to get a whole lot crazier. So that's going to be it for this weather update. Have a good night.